In this video, we're going to solve some quadratic equations by taking square roots. Basically, we're going to isolate the quadratic term, maybe in a parentheses or not, and then simply solve by taking the square root of both sides. Keep in mind that by taking the square root, there's always the positive or negative possibility of an answer. Look at number 1 here, x minus 2 quantity squared minus 7 equals 4. First thing we're going to do is add 7 to both sides, giving us 4 plus 7 to be 11. We still have this x plus 2 quantity squared. To undo a square, take the square root of both sides of an equation. Here's what we have left. X plus 2 is equal to positive or negative of the square root of 11. Now that's an irrational number. It's a non-repeating decimal. It goes on forever. All we need to do is get x by itself. And oh, this was a minus. So let me fix this here real quick. Make sure we're consistent throughout the problem here. Yeah, this was a minus 2, minus 2. So in order to solve this, we're going to have to add 2 to both sides. If we add 2 here and here, here's what we are left with. 2 plus or minus the square root of 11. Now if you plug that in the calculator and find the exact answer, it is some decimal, but there are 2 answers there. 2 plus square root of 11 and 2 minus square root of 11. You can see that happening on number 2. There's nothing to add or subtract. X minus 3 quantity squared equals 16. So what we can do is straight up take the square root right away, and we'll notice what we're left with. X minus 3 equals the square root of 16, which is 4. But there is a plus minus possibility. All right. In order to solve for x, we're going to add 3. So here's our 2 answers. 3 plus or minus 4. We can break that down into the 2 possibilities. X equals 3 plus 4 or 3 minus 4. Finally, we can say x equals 7 or x equals negative 1. 2 answers there. Alright, let's look at a couple more. Okay, for number 3 here. And whoops, I think that might be a typo. Yeah, let me do a different number 3 here. Meant to say x plus 5 quantity squared equals 49. Right away, the square term is present. We're going to start off by taking the square root of both sides. That leaves us with x plus 5 equals to the square root of 49, which is plus or minus 7. So we have 2 answers. X equals negative 5, because we subtract 5 from both sides, plus or minus 7. Negative 5 plus 7 is 2. Negative 5 minus 7, negative 12. Alright, looking at number 4. I think things are a little bit out of whack here. Okay, I think I had the wrong ones copied down. Okay, so let's do another number 4 here. Here's what I was supposed to write down. 4x squared minus 25 equals 0. Alright, so here's what we're going to do first. We're going to add 25 to both sides. Trying to get that quantity x squared by itself. There's no parentheses this time, it's just a quadratic term. We can now divide by 4, get the x term by itself. So here's what we have. We have x squared equal to 25 over 4. 25 and 4 happen to be 2 perfect square numbers. We can take the square root of both sides, giving us x equals positive or minus the square root of each of those numbers, which is 5 over 2. plus or minus 5 over 2, two distinct answers. Alright, I just got a couple more here to show you. Let's look at these two. For number 5, 3 quantity x minus 1 squared minus 5 plus 13. Couple things to do here. First thing is add 5 to both sides. So we're going to leave this 3 and x minus 1 squared alone. If we add 5 to both sides, we get 18. Next, we're going to divide both sides by the 3, and then we're left with x minus 1 quantity squared equals 6. Now ready to take the square root of both sides. We're left with x minus 1 equals positive or negative square root of 6, irrational number, and then all we need to do is add 1 to both sides. Final answer, 1 plus or minus square root 6 solves quadratic number 5. Last one, 3x squared minus 15 equals 0. All we're going to do first, add 15 to both sides. Next after that, divide both sides by 3. So x squared is just equal to 5. And then we're ready to take the square root of both sides, leaving us with a final answer, x equals positive or negative of the square root of 5. Thank you for watching.